Welcome, everybody, to Casting for Two. This is episode number 207 with your host, Chris. I am that guy, as always. Welcome, everybody. I have a special episode for you guys today. As always, Comic Bento is a sponsor of the podcast. And if you'd like to sign up for a monthly subscription of graphic novels, do that at comicbento.com. Sign up for whatever plan you want and use the code CASTING2. That's the word casting and the number 2 to get $5 off courtesy of me. And as always, you can check out Sunday Brunch, which is another podcast that I host with the always beautiful, lovely, and talented Megan Johnson from tipsywriter.com. And you can listen to that at sundaybrunchpod.com. So I'm going to do a little explanation on my guests for the rest of the July. I touched on it last episode, but I wanted to bring back a lot of my favorite guests over the years of doing the show, and so I scoured the internet email address book, and I was able to get a good lineup of returning guests and guests that I'm really happy to have chatted with again. My guest today is the awesome Bill Parks. I had him back on, or our episode was originally back in March 6th, 2015. And at that time, Community was still out, so I was so excited to chat with him. Now he's doing different things, obviously, and I was even more excited to chat with him about those things as well. Bill's a pretty talented musician. Also, he is a producer, and that I didn't know about, and I was excited to chat more about the projects he has coming up. But I guess I should stop talking and let's get into this episode. So sit back, relax, and Chris, cue the music, please. I'm doing well, and yourself?
Great, thanks.
How have you been, man?
I've been well. How about yourself?
I've been doing all right. This is kind of a special occasion because today is the birthday of the show.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday, show.
Thank you. It feels weird answering for the show, but technically I am the show. But, but so since July is a special show month, I figured it'd be cool to bring back a lot of the people that I had previously, just because, I like chatting with you guys. So your name is certainly on there that of the names I got to bring back.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So this is kind of just like a chill episode.
Okay.
Just gonna see, what you've been doing. And now, last time we talked, I was very. I should have talked about your musical side because I didn't know you had a musical side.
Yeah, I dabble.
You dabble? Yeah, I've seen more than dabble. There's tons of photos with you and a banjo.
Yep.
So what's how long have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing off and on since I was maybe 10, so quite a while, although my musical ability probably doesn't reflect that. But I got a band now called The Fancies, and we play some covers, some originals, 5 to 6 piece Americana bluegrass band.
Mm-hmm.
I play banjo. Gigi Edgley plays Cajon. She's an actress from the show Farscape. You might know her from that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got a few others. We've got Aaron Perillo plays guitar. We've got a harmonica player, a steel guitar player, and a upright bass player.
Nice. And what was it about the banjo that interested you?
I just thought it was different. It was eclectic, and I had listened. My mother had a record back in the day of a guy named Michael Cooney,
Mm-hmm.
and it was he played banjo, and I kind of liked it. And then I was like, I want to learn how to do that. And so she got me banjo lessons, and I've been tinkering with it ever since.
Nice, nice. If I could play one, non-common instrument, non-common, whatever, I probably would be something like the accordion.
That's a good instrument. That's
Yeah.
a good instrument.
I feel like if played right, you could do a good job with it. If not, you would just annoy people with it.
It's very easy to annoy folks with the accordion.
Right.
It's true.
Bagpipe would also be an interesting thing.
Also very annoying if you didn't play it properly.
Exactly. Is there an instrument that doesn't sound annoying if played improperly?
Gosh, I don't think so. Man, if you play the violin poorly, it's very screechy.
Yeah.
The recorder, they always have kids play that at school. That can be terrible when not played properly. So I guess all instruments sound terrible if not properly played.
Maybe the bongos?
Right. I guess it can't be that detrimental if you can't keep a beat.
Right.
The sound is still going to be similar to a good bongo player.
So when as far as you said you were playing a couple of shows, do you have any shows that stand out for you?
Well, we just played at a wonderful bar out in Idlewild, California called Ideology,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a beautiful venue with an outdoor deck, and we have a big pine tree that's probably 8 feet wide that penetrates the deck and goes up to the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a creek called Strawberry Creek that runs right behind the venue. So it's beautiful. We had a great show out there last Sunday for 4th of July weekend.
Nice. And so I wanted to touch base on the acting side because I live in a state that has HEB, and I see your face all the time because you did a commercial with HEB.
What is it that you have in your state?
HEB.
Oh, HEB.
Yeah.
Are you in Texas?
I sure am.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. There you go. Yeah, we shot that, I guess, in January, and then it aired during the Super Bowl. Are they still playing it down there?
They play it every once in a while, yeah. And everybody, I was like, I know that guy.
Yeah, my unicycling skills came in handy for that one.
And you really knew how to ride the unicycle.
I do. It was another one of these random skills that I picked up as a wee young child, and it seems to have paid off.
Yeah.
So they actually they wanted me to. Because I've been riding so long, I'm actually not bad. Like, I can ride forward and backwards, and I can idle, which is like staying in one spot.
Yeah.
But they wanted me to do a poor job and drop the salsa that I was juggling.
It would have been funny if you went method and said, "I'm sorry, I am too good at this. I cannot act like I'm bad. I'm sorry. I bid you good day."
I do not wish to work with you in Eva Longoria.
Well, I think it's because back in the day, when I was taking drum lessons, I used to have a teacher who his car broke down, and he was just, I guess, all unicycle to work. So you would just see this guy unicycling, on his way home, and it was just, oh my gosh, that has to be hard.
Yeah, it's one of those things I don't think I would learn now, but since I picked it up when I was young, it's just like riding a bike, although riding a unicycle.
Riding a single-wheeled bike.
That's right. The skill doesn't go away. I saw a guy yesterday, and he had like what looked like a Segway, but it was a single wheel betwixt his legs.
Okay.
And then just standing on it, and it was moving electronically. A single wheel was like a mechanical unicycle. There was no seat that came up into his crotch. It was literally just a wheel with two pegs, and he would just lean forward and ride it. I was like, man, we are in the future.
We are and we aren't, because if we were in the future, there would be no wheels.
That's true. That is true. We'd all just be floating like humanoids.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're making progress. Now we're down to one wheel, so I guess that's good.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Everybody's just driving along. I'm like, this is insane. Like if I saw someone 20 years ago with one of those, we would have thought they were an alien from another planet.
Right, a witch. We would have tried to burn him.
Yeah, true.
So what's going on with your acting right now?
Well, I had an audition today for a commercial. I did a film with Lou Ferrigno not long ago called Ring Ring, and that'll be coming out fairly soon. And then I've also been doing a little bit of producing. I produced a film called Ghostheads, which you can see on Netflix. It's about Ghostbuster fans, but we interviewed Dan Aykroyd and Sigourney Weaver and Ernie Hudson and Paul Feig, Ivan Reitman. So we did that.
Yeah. And
then I'm currently working on a new documentary called The Orange Years about Nickelodeon in the 90s.
Oh, my gosh. That, yeah. First of all, I have heard of Ghostheads. You had Greg Miller on, I believe?
Yes.
And I'm a huge Greg Miller fan, so that I've heard about that project. But the Orange Years, oh my gosh, is it going to be completely devoted to Pete and how weird that show was?
We touch on Pete and Pete a little bit. I did not. So some of the producers are from Texas, and they did go to New York. I know we interviewed Kenan Thompson from Saturday Night Live.
Nice.
I don't know if they ended up getting the interview with Danny Tamborelli or not from Pete and Pete. I know they'll be coming back out here, and we'll be filming an interview with Kel Mitchell soon. We interviewed most of the cast of all of that, and some of the cast of Clarissa Explains It All. We interviewed Mark Summers from Double Dare, to name a few.
Gosh, that you're interviewing my childhood.
Yeah, we figured there was quite a market for it. I remember watching all those shows, Salute Your Shorts, Hey Dude, while I was growing up.
Yeah.
And so we thought it'd be a good documentary to make, because a lot of those folks you haven't seen in years.
I know the Pete and Pete guys. I know they have a podcast now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which the Adventures of Danny and I forgot the other Pete's name, but yeah. It's getting older, you do kind of wonder, where your, the influences that had an effect on you, especially on TV, where they go. And so I think that's I want. I know you're doing it right now, but I want to watch it. Can you just give me a copy?
Sure. I'll make that happen.
All right, I appreciate that. That's
sure.
Cool. And then you can put it on an orange disc.
Yes, will do.
Nice. Yeah, because I remember we were just talking about how all the Nickelodeon movies, when you buy them on VHS, they were all orange VHSs.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why we were just talking about this weekend, but this actually happened.
Yeah, they definitely have their branding figured out.
But yeah,
do you remember Gak?
Of course. Oh man, I had Glack, I had Floam, I had all that.
Floam.
Yeah.
I'm sure Floam is still floating around the ocean somewhere in the gyrosphere.
I hear that's what they're making the wall out of.
that will certainly keep the Mexicans out. Once that stuff solidifies, there's no penetrating it.
It's virtually indestructible. It's American made.
Hey, that's a nice Trump you got there.
Oh, thanks. He's right next to me. That's why.
Yeah. So apparently, Gak is that the name Gak was known. That's what they used to call heroin on the streets.
Oh.
And so some writer must have been like, yeah, let's call it that, and they passed it up and up the ladder, and no one flagged it, and then it went viral, and everyone bought it. No one knew until later on that it's a street name for heroin.
I get. Well, I mean, it's kind of comforting knowing that the higher ups at Nickelodeon weren't addicted to heroin.
They did not know.
Yeah, I mean, there might have been one guy who was just laughing, like, "Sure, why not? Who cares?"
I'm sure.
But
I'm sure.
that's awesome. So, as a person who's been working in Hollywood for a good amount of time, do you have any bad audition stories?
Ooh, bad audition stories. I mean, I've had some that you're just like, oh, that was terrible. And you just know you're not getting it. You're not right for the part or whatever. But I don't know any, can't think of any specific bad auditions that were that horrible.
Gotcha. No worries. I always just like hearing the stories, not because it's just funny to see where people come from, and also the casting process at times can be a bit rough.
Yes.
And, I'm sure I don't have to tell you that, but, for the viewers at home, I just I remember watching the scene in La La Land where Emma Stone is giving it her all, and the casting people could not care less. And it made me sad. But that's actually
I would say that's quite frequently the case, especially at callbacks. You know, I don't take it personally because a lot of times callbacks, especially for commercials, will be in Santa Monica, and then it will be some producer they come out from wherever in the Midwest where their product is, and then they stay in Santa Monica, so we all have to drive over there, which I live not far from Hollywood, so it's a bit of a schlep. And they're on their computers and they don't give a crap when you go in there. But I don't take it personally. I'm sure they're just trying to figure out other things like where they're shooting it and a bunch of other details. So
the nearest Gak supplier.
Yeah, exactly. Or what they're doing tonight.
Yeah, that's all good. So I just wanted to get a quick little catch up with you. I really enjoyed our first conversation, and I'm really happy that you came back again.
Of course, glad to be back. Thank you for touching base.
Yeah, of course. And so for the people at home who would like to keep up with not only what you do, but also maybe they want to watch you live play with your band, pick up some of the recordings, even where can they do all of that?
Well, you can check out my website, billparks.net. My band is called The Fancies Band. You can see that at thefanciesband.com. We're also on Twitter and Instagram, as I am as well personally, at Bill Parks, at Bill_Parks on some of them. So I'm there. I'm out there on the interweb.
There you go. And before I let you go, what was it about producing that wanted you to start doing?
Well, I've always been a Ghostbusters fan. I've been a Nickelodeon fan, and like we were talking about, you go into these auditions and they just don't seem to care. So I figured, well, maybe I need to get on the other side of the camera and start trying my hand at that as well. So far so good. Knock on wood.
There we go. Well, in all honesty, I can't wait for the Nickelodeon one. I'm excited, and I'd be happy to have you back on when it comes time for that to come out.
That would be awesome. That would be great.
All right, man. So you have a wonderful day, okay?
You too, Chris. Good talking to you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.